folks, here we are, Thursday night, YSS Let's Talk, but this is a very, very special Let's Talk, not like anyone we've ever done before. Tonight is our YSS annual awards presentation event. We're doing it virtually, obviously, for a lot of reasons. So my name is Andrew Allen. I'm President, CEO of YSS, and so glad that you've joined us here tonight. Welcome to YSS Let's Talk, and we'll be announcing the winners of our recognition awards. The evening is very special to me as it provides an opportunity to celebrate and recognize those creating impact for the youth we serve, including donors, volunteers, employees, and community leaders. As many of you know, normally we host a luncheon in Ames, but in keeping with CDC guidelines, we've transitioned to a virtual format. And while the format may be different, I promise the stories you hear tonight will inspire and bring joy to what's been a very challenging year for many. It's my pleasure to introduce our first award, the Dr. George Inspiring Hope Award. George Blitzos, founder and former CEO of YSS, created and endowed 2 awards to be given each year. The first award goes to a former client who's overcome adversity and inspired others to continue to fight against addiction or mental illness, bullying or sex trafficking, homelessness or child abuse, and neglect. Taylor Harden, AMP statewide coordinator and our Ames AMP council facilitator, will you please present the 2020 Dr. George Inspiring Hope Award?
I am Taylor Harden. I am the statewide AMP coordinator, and I'm also the Ames AMP facilitator. I have been doing AMP for the past 3 years. When I met Tiara in 2018 at camp, at this point, I was an intern. Tiara was a mentor at camp. So that's kind of where I met T. She has grown into an amazing young adult, and she is doing amazing things. She has recently graduated from the University of Northern Iowa, and she is hoping to go on for her master's, which is really cool. It's not very often that you have such a success story, so we hold on tightly to those. I have gotten the opportunity to see T grow immensely, mature, learn, create new relationships. She is currently serving as for SIAC and Knighted, and so she's doing a really cool thing. I'll let her kind of explain where she's at further, but I truly believe that TR is deserving of this nomination. She's an amazing young lady, and her light shines brightly. She is a great mentor to the younger youth in the foster system.
I'm Tiara Mosley, but everybody calls me T. I was in the foster care system for 4.5 years, where I went through 5 foster homes, shelter placement, and residential treatment, which is essentially a group home. My experience in the foster care system was very hard. I was kicked out of foster homes multiple times, but I always had support, and I found that support in AMP. And in AMP, I have gotten to grow as a person. I've got my leadership skills from AMP. I have made positive relationships and opened up many doors. I just graduated from the University of Northern Iowa with my bachelor's in social work, and I'm hoping to go on to get my master's in social work as well. I currently serve as an AmeriCorps member at the Department of Human Rights here in Iowa, as the State of Iowa Youth Advisory Council coordinator. And I help with our Knighted, which is our National Youth in Transition database. I help with that when I can. Just serve as someone in DHR, helping in DHR, where they're utilizing me as much as possible. I'm really thankful to be able to receive this award. I remember in YSS, Dr. George was always a welcoming face, always very sweet, always very kind, caring. You could just tell that he meant well and has touched so many, including myself. So I'm super thankful for this.
Congratulations, T. So very proud of you. I've seen T mature over the past few years. We've spent time at the Capitol talking about AMP and the impact that that program has had on her life and the lives of many across the state. And earlier this week, she and I and George and Taylor got a chance to Zoom together, and I am just so darn proud of all the strides that T has made over the years. And she is going to have a significant impact, already having a significant impact, but going to continue to have a significant impact on the youth in the foster care system. Congratulations, T. So proud of you. George not only created the awards, he endowed 2 gifts. So T is the proud recipient of $1,000 that I am confident she's going to put to great use to further her cause to help other kids in the foster care system. So congratulations. So proud of you. Very well done. Next up, I'm pleased to introduce Toby O'Berry, Iowa Homeless Youth Center's director out of our Des Moines-based operations, who will present the Outstanding Contribution to the Well-Being of Children and Youth Award. Toby.
Hello, my name is Toby O'Berry, and I am the Director of Transition Services here at YSS, and I lead our community-based center known as Iowa Homeless Youth Centers in Des Moines. And it is my honor to recognize and award Mary Oliver, one of our longtime board members, with the Outstanding Contribution to the Well-Being of Children and Youth Award here at YSS this year. Mary is a longtime champion and advocate for homeless and transition age youth here in Des Moines and across Iowa. Even just a couple examples of the way Mary advocates and volunteers and helps our youth. She, when the pandemic happened, immediately got her sewing kit out and supplies and just started making hundreds and hundreds of surgical masks for our agency, for our youth, for our staff. And you can ask Mary, the number is astronomical of the number of masks that she has made in our community. But that's one of the many examples of how Mary contributes and gives back to the youth that we serve. She also provided all of the food for a Halloween party for our youth this year. And ever since I've been working here at our agency for the past 8 years, every 2 weeks, Mary creates a multi-course meal and serves it to our youth at our drop-in center, the IHYC Youth Opportunity Center, every couple weeks. And Mary will always say it's very important to always include dessert as well. She bakes birthday cakes for our youth and just does so many things. And it's my honor and privilege to award Mary Oliver with this wonderful appreciation from all the YSS staff.
The real satisfaction is seeing what happens with these kids when they come in. I see them come in probably at their lowest point. They don't know where they're going to go. They don't know how to get from one spot to another. They don't. They're just really at a loss. And what I see time after time after time is that staff work with them. They build them up. Now, that doesn't mean they get by with stuff that they shouldn't be getting by with. They hold them to some reasonable standards, and there are some consequences. But I never once have seen a kid put down, either emotionally and certainly not physically. I see them always built up, even in very difficult situations. And we won't go into the details of those, but I've seen some very difficult situations. And what I see over time is the kids just very slowly gaining confidence, gaining the sense of self that they can accomplish. They have the direction that they need in figuring out how to get from where they are to where they want to be. And that's really what this situation is. They really know where they want to be. They see what's out there in society. They see the people living in houses. They see people with jobs. They see people carrying on lives that they would like to have. You know, they'd like to have the little house with a picket fence and little decorations on the door, but they don't know how to get there. And that's where Iowa Homeless comes in and helps. They do that with help with jobs, certainly the mental health issues, all sorts of things. You just see that confidence build, and you see their ability to do things. And then after they've been there a little while, maybe I've been there long enough, so a lot of these kids have been there some years, and they can come back and visit. And they come back and they tell me about their jobs, and they tell me about their kids, and tell me about their houses, and all the various kinds of things they're doing. Or they'll ask me to make something, sometimes some kind of food item. They stretch me sometimes to things I've never heard of before. But it's that joy in watching these kids grow to be strong and independent and self-supporting that really makes volunteering down there a worthwhile thing to do.
Congratulations, Mary Oliver, one of my favorite people on the face of this planet. We go way back and spent a ton of time helping to coordinate and plan Reggie's Sleep Out, and the impact that you have had is significant. Thank you so much for your selflessness and for all that you do for the kids at Iowa Homeless Youth Centers and beyond. Next up, I'm excited to introduce Hope Matheny, Transitional Housing Programs Manager, who's going to introduce one of the winners of this year's Outstanding Philanthropy Award. Hope.
Hi, I am Hope Matheny with YSS, and I have nominated the third place today for an award. And the reason I have nominated them and they're receiving this award is because of the collaboration they have done with YSS over the last 4 years. 4 years ago, they purchased a home for transitional housing programs, and we have been housing youth there since that time. They have done so much work for us while been there. They put in a new furnace. With the derecho, there was roof repairs that had to be done, and they've always been there for us. And I am so, so thankful for this collaboration. It is estimated they have given about $48,000 to us over the past 4 years in rent for free and for services provided. And recently, they have offered to donate the house to YSS so we can continue with our mission to put youth first and house them in our community. And so I am so grateful for the third place in their generosity, and they are so deserving of this award. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shane Kelly. I'm the Vice President of Third Place Incorporated. We're just a small nonprofit here in Story County, kind of all volunteer run. But we're humbled and honored this year to accept the recognition award from YSS. Yeah, like I said, we're kind of a small deal here, but what we do focus on is kind of creatively using properties in Story County to address major housing needs. And so our biggest program is called Home for a While, if anyone has heard of that. It's a transitional housing program where we hopefully can bridge people from homelessness to sustainable housing. But as it relates to YSS, we've been able to partner with you to be able to house at one of our properties some youth that are aging out of foster care. And so, yeah, it's been an awesome partnership. It is awesome as an organization just to look at others and be able to see others partnering to help people find those firm foundations, you know, whether it's housing or those programs that YSS really focuses on with substance abuse treatment or other mental health needs. It's just in a community, in a state. I know you guys go statewide. It's nice that we can look across and just see other people partnering together to do what we can to lift others up to the firm foundations that they need to flourish. And so, again, we're thankful for the partnership with YSS. We're thankful for this award. We're going to keep working hard. We know you guys are going to keep working hard. And we just look forward to how this partnership might develop going forward. So thanks for the award. We're pleased to accept it. And we're pleased for this partnership we have with you.
Unbelievable. I'm not sure when Hope nominated the third place, if she knew that they would be actually gifting us the house that they have been renting to us for free over the past 4 years. But the value of the house is, probably pushing $200,000. We are so grateful. A small nonprofit, as Dr. Shane Kelly indicated, connections to Cornerstone Church. Really, really grateful for the partnership and for the gift that will no doubt continue to support youth and families, especially in our transitional living program for years to come. So thank you so much. Next up, I'm excited. We've got I'm live. Hopefully you got that. We've got a live presentation. Some of the segments are taped. Some of the segments are live for a second Outstanding Philanthropy and Service Leadership Award. I am excited to hopefully bring on maybe dual screen Jim and Mary Ann Black. So grateful that the two of you are here next door, adjacent to me. And I'm excited. While this award is not about me, because I get to present it, I'm going to take the liberty and share this from my perspective. So that said, Jim and Mary Ann Black's commitment to YSS, the kids that we serve, the greater community, far predate my involvement. And Jim served YSS on the corporate board since 2007. He's been a member of our executive committee. He's chaired the personnel practices committee for a number of years. Jim also served on the foundation board of trustees from 2009 to 2018, and he served as vice chair and then past chair. So through the leadership ranks, Jim's tenure as chair on the foundation board of trustees coincided with the retirement of YSS founder and CEO George Blitzo. So it was really entrusted in Jim and the corporate board were entrusted to help lead the search committee to find George's successor. So as you might imagine, Mary Ann and Jim Black are two of my greatest champions, both personally and professionally. And not only did Jim offer me the job and solidify my hire, but he then reached out to me in a professional fashion as a mentor. Before I even had a question, before I even actually knew what the question was, Jim set up lunch to provide encouragement and insights into the role. And for those of you that know Jim, you might know that he's a night owl. So he said it's never too late to call. So we had late night conversations talking about both obstacles that I was facing, but then also opportunities. Jim invested in me just as he and Mary Ann invest in YSS and the community. And Mary Ann is always there, offering encouragement and support. Jim has significant background in strategic planning, and he helped many organizations develop and execute their plan. The Blacks are also very strategic in their philanthropy. Over the past several years, Mary Ann and Jim have identified key employees within YSS who are excelling in their positions or maybe need some additional encouragement, and they've made gifts on their behalf in support of their respective programs and functions at YSS. One time the finance committee was putting in long hours, Mary Ann and Jim supported a pizza party to provide some much needed encouragement and support. The Blacks took special interest, especially in our adolescent treatment and recovery program. It's the same program, guys, that served me and saved my life 25 years ago. It started with a vision and a gift to create and support the YSS Alumni Network, connecting thousands of others just like me who'd had transformational experiences at YSS. Next was to support and create the Collegiate Recovery Community Program, a partnership between YSS and Iowa State University. Finally, to top it off, last year, Mary Ann and Jim endowed 2 scholarship funds to provide scholarships and recovery supports for successful YSS treatment graduates. One fund, named in their honor, was fully endowed and started to spin off scholarship support immediately. Listen to this, guys. The second fund was a seed fund to encourage others to support scholarships and recovery supports for graduates. On the day that we finalized the paperwork, Marianne and Jim, in the office that I'm sitting in right now, revealed that they named the fund the Andrew Allen Collegiate Recovery Fund. I broke down. Never has anyone done such a thoughtful and generous act in my name. I'm honored and humbled by their support, and more so, grateful for the way that they support YSS across so many of our programs. So while the philanthropy has been great, their service parallels their financial support. In addition to Jim's service on our board, he's helped to put together different strategic plans, most recently spending several months working on our residential addiction treatment program to plan for youth who graduate our program such that they might participate in the alumni network and the Collegiate Recovery Program and be eligible applicants and recipients of the Marianne and Jim Black Collegiate Recovery Scholarship. So like I said, the Blacks are strategic and thoughtful in their approach. I couldn't ask for better partners or friends. Congratulations, Marianne and Jim Black, on this year's Outstanding Philanthropy and Service Award. Woo-hoo! And you're next door. Congratulations.
Thank you for your kind words, Andrew. Marianne and I are humbled and extremely grateful to receive this Outstanding Philanthropy and Service Leadership Award from YSS. We are proud to be affiliated with such a fine group of leaders as YSS that helps so many young people in our communities. Based on the positive long-term impact of YSS programs we've witnessed, we were motivated to help graduates of the residential-based YSS Adolescent Addiction Treatment and Recovery Program. Since we know people who have struggled daily with addiction, it is personal when you see a program that leads people to recovery. Andrew Allen graduated from this same program in 1995, and 25 years later, he celebrated his 5-year anniversary as our YSS president and CEO. After co-chairing the search committee that hired Andrew in 2015, I see Andrew's amazing journey from addict to CEO as one of the best examples of YSS success. He is such an inspiration. We wanted to honor Andrew's achievements by providing seed funds for the Andrew Allen Collegiate Recovery Endowment Fund at the Story County Community Foundation. In addition, we endowed the Marianne and Jim Black Collegiate Recovery Scholarship at YSS. Our passion to help youth toward long-term recovery started with the creation of the YSS Alumni Network to connect and support adolescents after treatment. Next, we became involved in establishing the Collegiate Recovery Program, a partnership between YSS and Iowa State University. We began to see the potential to assist YSS program graduates in pursuing higher education by providing scholarship assistance. We would like to see a time in the future when each YSS program graduate can receive scholarship support to pursue their career goals in a safe, supportive educational environment. Would you please consider sharing part of your donations this year to help finish endowing Andrew's scholarship or start seeding one of your own? Thank you for this award.
Yay. Thank you both, Marianne and Jim Black, for your encouragement, for your support. Like I said, I was taken aback when you told me the name of that scholarship fund and you'd hidden it conveniently amongst the paperwork. So grateful for the investment that you've made in me personally and our organization. Congratulations. You are well deserving. All right, next up in the agenda, I'm going to turn things over to Shanda Hansen. Shanda is the Community-Based Center Director of YSS Francis Lauer in our Mason City location in North Iowa. Shanda.
Good evening. My name is Shanda Hansen, and I'm the Community-Based Center Director for YSS Francis Lauer Mason City. And I'm here to present the Youth Advocacy and Leadership Awards of County Social Services. County Social Services has been an incredible partner over the years in paving the way for children's services long before the state's mental health system that was just developed this last year. And I'd like to invite Monica Paulson of County Social Services to receive this award.
Thank you, Shanda. On behalf of County Social Services, I want to thank YSS for the Youth Advocacy and Leadership Award. It has been a pleasure, as always, to work with you over the last several years. I've always said that YSS is the one who does the hard work, and County Social Services is here to support them any way they can. Thank you for being forward thinkers and investing in our most precious population. We look forward to working with you in the future.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Shanda. Thank you, Monica. The mental health regions across the state operate within a framework, but they also have some autonomy. And CSS has been an excellent partner, has been focused on youth for a while, like Shanda indicated, has been innovative on a lot of fronts, and we're grateful for the support that they've provided and continue to support for the work that we're doing in North Iowa. Thank you both. All right, next up, I've got the pleasure of welcoming my friend, David Hicks, Director of YSS of Marshall County. David.
Back in the fall of 2019, YSS of Marshall County contracted with Woodruff Construction to remodel a recently purchased dated facility into a bright and welcoming center. John Mallon and his team from Woodruff Construction helped guide us from concept to completion. Woodruff diligently oversaw the mechanical, electrical, and other trades that were being completed in a timely fashion. As the $150,000 remodel was winding down in January of this year, Woodruff gifted YSS of Marshall County $10,000 via the Donna Michelle Woodruff Fund to complete other projects that we saw as a need. As a result, we were able to purchase all new lighting on our main floor, hire a professional painter, install a new interior door, and carpet 3 large rooms in our basement. The newly carpeted basement offices allowed us to lease space to another human service agency when their building was destroyed in the derecho this past August. On behalf of the families we serve, we are indebted to John and his team for their professionalism, attention to detail, and for their giving spirit.
Good evening, everyone. I'm John Mallon. I'm the Northeast Region President with Woodruff Construction and was involved in the remodel project for the YSS. A couple other people with our company were involved with this. Will McAllister had a big part in the project management side, and Chad Bowen was our site superintendent for this project. I wanted to make sure I thank them, and I'm accepting on behalf of them and as Woodruff as a whole. A couple other people involved in this in the project to help us get it done. Nickel and Associates, Strand Flooring and Paint, and B&G HVAC all were big contributors to helping us get the project done and really helped us in making it come to life for YSS. When we look to partner with people for projects, we look for like-minded individuals and firms. As you can see as my backdrop, we have our company's core values, and we look for entities and people that also have those core values. And with YSS, they encompass all of these, and in particular, service is a big one that comes out, and we like to return the favor to people that are exemplifying that, and they are huge in the community in that, and are a big part of what makes Marshalltown great. Also, enjoyment of the work. I'd be remiss to not thank the people that we worked with David throughout the project. He's great to work with, made it fun to do what we do. And then also Dan Utini, who did the design work for the project as well. They're all great to work with, and we are more than honored to accept the award. And thank you for everything that everybody's done.
Awesome. Appreciate those words, John. The partnership with Woodruff has been really amazing, both in Marshalltown and in Ames, with Jason Reckemer, who's on our Facilities and Risk Management Committee and doing great work to support YSS projects. The transformation that took place of that space in Marshalltown, the old police department, is the second police department YSS has acquired. The building I sit in today was $500 20 plus years ago. The Marshalltown building, I think we got for $35 in recognition of the 35th anniversary for YSS in Marshall County, and the community just came together in a way to make that space awesome. So grateful for the partnership with Woodruff and for all that you do. Pretty cool also that David Hicks was able to support another agency that was displaced from the derecho. So really carrying forward our mission. Next, I've got the pleasure of welcoming Jeanette Flynn. Jeanette's the YSS of Boone County Center Coordinator, and she's going to be introducing the winner of the YSS of Boone County Volunteer Leader and Service Award.
Hi, I'm Jeanette Flynn, YSS of Boone County Center Coordinator, and I'm honored to be here this evening to award Kelly Curvin with the Volunteer Leader and Service Award. Kelly truly exemplifies what it means to be a champion for YSS. She is a mentor herself and sees the value in mentorship. She has shown this through her commitment to supporting the program and all the mentors. She recruits potential mentors and plays an active role in monitoring and supporting the mentoring pairs. The mentoring program would not be what it is today at the Boone Middle School without her. She truly is an extension of the YSS mentoring team. One of the greatest gifts someone can give a person is to inspire them to give back in the same way that someone has given to them. Kelly inspires us all to be that kind of person, and she supports others. Kelly is a strong advocate for the YSS mentoring program and is deserving of being recognized as the YSS of Boone County Volunteer Leader and Service Award recipient.
Thank you so much for honoring me with this award. It's been my pleasure to serve the students here at the Boone Middle School. I've enjoyed watching them grow over the years and truly have appreciated seeing the bonds that they have created with their mentors. And I'm so proud to receive this award and be just a small part of this mentoring program. Thank you.
Congratulations, Kelly. Thank you for your years of service. I love the mentoring program and grateful for the investment that you made in our work and our kids in your community. I'm pleased next to introduce or re-welcome, I guess, Toby O'Berry live to introduce the winner of the Volunteer Leader and Service Award for Iowa Homeless Youth Centers, our Des Moines-based operations. Toby, welcome to the party. Toby, you're muted. So bingo, if you're doing a virtual event, bingo.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There we go.
Thanks, Andrew. I appreciate the time to share the Volunteer Leader and Service Award for our Des Moines Community-Based Center, Iowa Homeless Youth Centers. And I'm honored to recognize Joe Barrett as the award winner this year. Joe is truly a servant leader to his core. He's one of those board members at Iowa Homeless Youth Centers that just truly wants to help youth and help our agency be successful. And he comes to us and he says, "Hey, what do you need? What can I help you with?" And Joe just sits there and does everything that we ask him or say that we need in support for homeless youth, from cleaning our donation center to coming in on weekends and sorting the donation center to serving on our Reggie Sleep Out campaign and chair. He donates to all of our events, adopts youth during the holidays. So really, Joe is so engaged in community service. I can't think of a better recipient for this award. And even just recently, Joe's really recognized the stress and strain that is being placed on the youth and our staff, that he took the time to record a short video just thanking our staff for the hard work that they do day in and day out. And then we were able to send that out to all of our staff for them to hear that thank you and appreciation from Joe. And it was amazing to see some of the staff came to me and said that made their week, that made their month, to hear one of our board members valuing their hard work and being able to see that recognition. So very honored to present this award to Joe. It's well deserved.
Awesome. Toby, thanks so much. One of the reasons that I got connected with IHYC to begin with was that I have two sons who are 18 and 21, and the thought of them going through and experiencing what the youth that we serve are going through was extraordinary to me and quite overwhelming. So having the opportunity to engage with IHYC, having the opportunity to watch the folks who work for IHYC, their effort, their perseverance, especially over the last 9 months, and watching how incredible their effort and their energy has been, is just extraordinary to me. And then watching the perseverance of the youth that we serve, their ability to withstand and to overcome the challenges that they're facing, and to do so with hopefulness. I ran into, as I dropped off holiday gifts yesterday, I ran into one of the youth that I actually met about a little more than a year and a half ago. And to watch and see the amount of growth that he has experienced is so energizing. It's so positive. It's so incredible. And I would tell you, it's also one of those things that keeps me coming back. So I'm so appreciative, so grateful, and thank you very much.
Congratulations, Joe Barrett. You are a friend, an advocate. You invest in our kids in a way that inspires me too. So grateful to have you as a partner alongside our work. And thanks for coming in live.
Thanks.
All right, next up, we're going to head back to Shanda Hansen, who's going to introduce our Volunteer Leader and Service Award winner for YSS Francis Lauer in Mason City.
Good evening. My name is Shanda Hansen, and I'm the Community-Based Center Director for YSS Francis Lauer in Mason City. And today I'm excited to offer this award to Pat Thompson of Mason City, and it's our Volunteer and Service Award. The reason why we nominated Pat is that she's always been a great support to our organization in various ways. As you know, we've been in the midst of a $3.8 million capital campaign, and Pat has been critical to the success of this campaign in helping with outreach calls, supporting me and attending meetings with a variety of different community members, and just being a great cheerleader for our organization. And so I want to raise Pat up for this award and just say thank you, Pat Thompson.
Thank you, Shanda. I'm honored and privileged to accept this award. I think there's many, many team members and community members that deserve it. It's been a great experience working with this capital campaign and raising the funds to remodel this wonderful facility for the kids in the future.
Pat did a great job at talking about the project. I'm grateful for Shanda for helping to steward that project in North Iowa. She said 3.8. It's going to be at least that, given an increase in some construction costs. But man, we're practically there. We're going to do the walkthrough and closeout of the brand new gym that's in a Sukup Steel building, based on support from Steve and Vicki Sukup. We had great support from the Richard O. Jacobson Foundation, and Pat and OJ Thompson have played a key role as part of the campaign and supporting the project. And we got word tonight. I think I can say this. It's live. I tend not to hold many of my cards. They paid off their pledge early. And so we are so grateful for the support in North Iowa. We merged with Francis Lauer probably 4 years ago. We said at the time we would be better together. And I'm grateful for the community that exists up there, for the history of Francis Lauer, and for our ability to create impact with kids and families up there. So you're an inspiration to all of us, Pat. Thanks so much for all that you have done. All right, let's see. We're going to end this evening kind of where we began, with the second Dr. George Award. The Dr. George Founders Award goes to a YSS employee with at least 10 years of service, whose successful efforts have helped others to overcome adversity and inspired others to continue to fight against addiction or mental health, bullying or sex trafficking, homelessness, child abuse, and or neglect. So past winners of this coveted and very special award include Ruth Buckles, Kelly Novoshin, David Hicks, and Jill Hill. Please welcome live, I believe, Tina Tedrick as she introduces us to this year's Dr. George Founders Award winner. Tina.
I have had the honor and privilege of being Jane's administrative specialist for 7 years. During this time, I have seen the commitment Jane has for YSS and the community she serves. Jane's wish to provide services for youth who have mental, emotional, or substance use issues has been her lifelong pursuit. She has been a therapist for 50 years. During her time as director, Jane's job description changed many times, and with each new challenge, she has shown what a great leader she is. Jane cares deeply about people, and she has fought hard to make YSS the place to go for services in Hamilton County. Under Jane's guidance, YSS has dramatically increased the number of behavioral health staff. Jane worked with the Webster City School Superintendent and the principals to allow behavioral health services to be provided in all 4 Webster City schools. In 2014, Jane began implementation of pre-aftercare services for youth at the Eldora State Training School because she saw the value in those kids and knew the service was needed. In 2015, the YSSHC Community Advisory Board and Jane began a capital campaign to raise funds for a new facility, which would be the first new facility built by YSS. YSSHC moved into the new Adele and Dean Bowden Family Health Clinic in November of 2016. Jane oversaw every detail of this building, from actually drawing a sketch of how she would like the design to working with the architect, the construction crew, advisory board, and a major donor, to picking out everything from paint, carpeting, flooring, and furniture. In 2018, Jane was able to bring telehealth and medication management to YSSHC, fulfilling her dream of making YSSHC a full-service behavioral health clinic. Early on in her YSS career, she was tasked with fundraising for YSS of Hamilton County, which is not necessarily her passion or where her professional expertise lies, but that didn't stop Jane. Just 3 years ago, Jane was raising about $30,000 a year, which she saw as a stretch. But with encouragement, she learned more about fundraising, and in 2019, she raised more than $100,000 to help the youth and families she cares so deeply about. Jane's dedication to the Hamilton County community has made YSSHC the go-to agency when there is a community need. Jane became a member of the Better Together Coalition in 2019 to work with community leaders, law enforcement, juvenile court, schools, recreational centers, and the faith community to address concerns about a group of middle school youth that were not in the juvenile court system but were engaging in highly destructive behaviors. They called themselves a gang and actually damaged property multiple times. Jane spent countless hours working with the coalition and eventually wrote a grant to provide counseling services to these youths at no charge. This is just one example of how Jane's leadership over the years has increased the visibility of the agency and made YSSHC an important partner for the community. The YSSHC Community Advisory Board, staff, donors, Webster City residents, and Hamilton County communities all have a deep respect for Jane and the commitment she shows to those we serve. I'm so proud to present Jane with the Dr. George Founders Award for her tireless dedication to youth and families.
Woo woo, Jane! Congratulations. You are on mute.
Do the phone, Jane.
There you go. Jane's live. Congratulations, Jane.
Okay, sorry, we're kind of piecing together our sound and video here, so I'm just going to go ahead. I first learned I was receiving this award this morning, so it was a total surprise, and I was glad I found out about it then, so hopefully I wouldn't be so emotional, but obviously I'm going to be emotional anyway, because this is something I care so deeply about. I have worked for YSS for 14 years. The first 2 years I worked in providing services, and then the director position became open here in Webster City. So I was talking with Bob Schultz, the previous wonderful director for, I believe, 25 years. And I said, Bob, I think I'm going to apply for the director position. Better than me, but you're going to apply. And I said, yes, I think I am. I just felt like my work wasn't done. I thought there were so many children in need, so many families needing counseling. I had seen services go in and out of Webster City many times over my career, although thankfully YSS was not one of those we have provided services here in Hamilton County for 38 years. So my 12 years as director is just one small part of our history here. But I so appreciate YSS and our advisory board for believing me and giving me a chance. Becoming director gave me a new purpose and a new goal in my career. So the past couple of years, I've thought maybe I should be thinking about retirement, but I don't know when I'd be ready for that to happen. So I thought there were several things I wanted to accomplish to be sure that youth and families here continued to receive the top rate services that YSS is known for here in Hamilton County. So I thought first we need to have our center built. Obviously, I'm coming to you from the beautiful Adele and Dean Bowden Youth and Family Clinic, so that happened. Secondly, I thought I want our office to finish the fiscal year in the black. That happened the end of the past fiscal year. I wanted our endowments to be there and to be generous enough that it would see us through if there were rough times in the future. And I wanted all of our staff positions to be filled, including a play therapist, because they're the people that do the work that is YSS. So in October, I was looking at that and I thought, all these things have happened. So I think it is the right time for me now to pass the torch to the next generation. I know there's another director out there somewhere who will continue to provide services and keep YSS the go-to place for youth and families in Hamilton County. I want to say probably the proudest moment in my career was the night we had the open house for the Dean and Adele Bowden Youth and Family Clinic. It was in November 2016. And I remember just being awestruck. Our entire building, every inch, was filled with well-wishers, supporters, people who have been provided with services here, our wonderful donors, our advisory board. There was not 1 inch of space in this building to be had. Our vestibule was full of people. And I found out later, although it was wonderful, but it upset me, there were many people who came to the open house, and because there was just no more room, they couldn't get in, so they watched our program outside standing in the cold. So that to me said what Hamilton County, what Webster City thinks of YSS of Hamilton County. It has been an honor to be your director. It is absolutely a surprise, but an honor for me to receive this award. I can't think of any honor I would rather have in ending my career than to be honored by our founder, one of the people who's been my mentor, my supporter, my encourager. Just thank you, YSS, our donors, our community, our board. Thank you for making this work possible.
Congratulations, Jane Adams. I couldn't think of a better recipient for this award. The secret was kept well because it was obvious today in our virtual all-staff holiday party today that you didn't know that it was coming. And I had your face pinned on the Zoom meeting, and I saw the emotion. And the emotion is indicative of the compassion that you feel for the kids and the families that we serve. 50 years is a long time to be committed to a field. And there is no doubt in my mind that YSS of Hamilton County, but all of Hamilton County and the surrounding areas, likely the entire state, has been impacted by peoples whose lives that you've touched and may not have even known it. So you got the checklist done. You have left and will leave a great legacy and a really fantastic foundation for this organization for your successor. I was in Webster City tonight giving you a virtual high five. The Adele and Dean Bowden Family Center is a beautiful, beautiful new construction building that exemplifies the commitment that we have to the community, and it's on par with the services that we're providing. So congratulations, Jane. I'm so happy for you. I can't wait to see what's next for you in retirement. And no doubt you'll be back volunteering in many different fashions. So congratulations. Thanks so much. All right. Well, that brings us to what I feel like is the end of tonight's YSS Award Recognition event. Guys, Jim Black alluded to it. I, this year, celebrated my 5-year anniversary at YSS, and George has been one of my greatest personal and professional mentors. I had no idea, obviously, 25 years ago when I was going through a YSS program that I someday would come to work for the agency that saved my life, let alone be the organization's CEO. I had joined the committee to find George's successor because I wanted to be sure they found someone great. But I just felt called to throw my name in the hat and to take the role. And I don't know always that I fully understand even the weight and the gravity of the work that we do as an agency. But I'm telling you, despite that, I am honored and humbled that every day I get to wake up and pursue my core purpose, which is really to create hope and opportunity, sharing my experience in a way that brings families hope, that their lives can be different, that things can change. And so I'm honored and grateful to be in this position. I had a great job at a big company for a lot of years, and I struggled early in my profession. And somebody said, "Hey, what are you doing when you feel like you're doing exactly what God would be having you do?" And I knew instantly. I said, well, it's when we take 12-step meetings into boys at the state training school. And that's when I feel like I'm at my best and I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And so fast forward to 20 or so years, and just last week, I'm having a conversation with an employee who's been with us 2 years. I'd never met him. And guess what? They're a substance use disorder counselor at the state training school, working with boys almost every day. And as an employee of YSS. And at the end of our conversation, she says, "Hey, it would be great if you would come to the state training school and share your experience with the boys such that they might have hope and opportunity, that their lives could be different." And I'm just telling you guys, the work that YSS is doing, enabled through the commitment of so many stakeholders like you who are watching this event tonight, donors, investors, volunteers, and more than 300 YSSers, employees across the state, is remarkable. Thank you. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for your commitment to the work that we do. And thank you for stewarding our mission to create hope and opportunity by putting kids first. So grateful to share this night of hope, really, with each of you. I hope that you are uplifted. I hope that you have a great holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah season, that each of you is able to feel the same sort of pride that I feel based on your connection with YSS. And with that, I want to note that encourage all of you, Toby O'Berry, you saw him a couple times tonight, join him next week as he talks to an alumnus of a YSS program, a young man who was headed down a very dark path, but got helped by Iowa Homeless Youth Centers. And there's no doubt that his story will amaze you. So he went from prison to a successful business owner and a family man. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. God bless you. Keep up the great work, and happy holidays. Take care. Thanks so much.